Hi, everybody. So, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday because I was all excited about the Murders at Karlov Manor set that's coming out, I think next month, maybe next month after. And then I mentioned about the Ravnica Remastered set too. And I was saying how they were reprinting the Shocklands, right? And I said, oh, when you get the clue from the Murders at Karlov Manor, then you automatically get a full art Shocklands. I think I read something about that. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it says. So you get it in the clue version of the card game, which isn't a board game. But either way, that was something that we talked about. And my friend said, "What's a Shockland?" And I realized, what is a Shockland, right? So a Shockland has a few rules about it, which makes it a pretty valuable card. I think most Shocklands before this announcement were about, the ones I was looking at were about $15 each. This should bring them down a little bit, maybe $5, $10, which is a good price for them. But a Shockland, it's a land that comes into play tapped unless you pay 2 life. So that's the same amount of value as a shock spell, which is why they're called Shocklands. But the important thing about Shocklands, and the reason why they're a little bit even more valuable, is because they have the land types on them. For example, Steam Vents, which is one of the Shocklands, I'll post it up here. It has both mountain and island type on it. So if you have a card that says, put an island into play, put a mountain into play, you can get a Shockland and then get 2, like a multicolored land instead of a regular land. So you don't have to get a basic land. If it still says basic land, you have to get a basic land. But if it just says get a mountain, get an island, poof, Shockland, right? So that's kind of what it is. So if you're playing fetch lands, you can get Shocklands. There are also some other cards that say, grab a forest, grab an island, grab a swamp, put it directly into play. Then that would also, you can get a Shockland. You still would have to pay the 2 life though, or it comes into play tapped. But if it says put a forest into play tapped, then you're good, right? You're not gonna be shocked. So that's what a Shockland is. That's what will be in Ravnica Remastered, and what they are offering up as a box topper type for the Magic Clue game. All right. So hope that answered anyone's questions. They're pretty cool cards. Let me know what you think. Do you run Shocklands? I try to get Shocklands, but since I don't have a lot of fetch lands, not quite as valuable as I'd like, but they're still okay. I can get a land into play, just the cost of 2 life if I need it early in the game. Life is a resource, right? All right, thank you. Like and subscribe.